Hey guys, I don't like that. Hey guys, welcome back to Life in the Fast Lane. My name is Angela Gankowski and I'm super excited to have you guys back. Thank you guys so much for watching last week's video. I was so excited about that one. I'm glad to see that you guys enjoyed it by hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and sharing it, because that was a big deal to me. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much. This week we are talking drag racing, anything, everything. So we're gonna talk about the basics, some terminology, and we're gonna get into my favorite racing memory. Can anyone guess that? If so, leave your guess in the comments before you get to that part of the video, because that will be the second part. The third part is going to be something very special. So you guys want to wait until the end. You won't regret it, I promise you. You guys wanna wait. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, let me know if there is anything that you guys want me to talk about or teach you guys, whatever it is, I'd be happy to. So to start off, I just wanted to talk about a few things, different terms that I'll probably be using. So when I say anything about a tree, it's not like, you know, a wood. It's not like, you know, branches and leaves and all that jazz. No, we're not talking about that. We are talking about this, which is, you got the pre-stage bulbs on each side for each person, each car going down the track. So you got the pre-stage bulbs, and then you bump in a little bit, which bumping in is just getting off the brakes a little bit, and you're just, you know, bumping. It's funny because if you watch other people bump in, they're literally, their heads are like shaking, like they're trying to shake their car. Maybe that's where it came from, I don't know. For me, I know that we try to be consistent as possible. We tried to make sure we did everything the same every time. So when I went to stage, I bumped in to where I flickered staging bulbs, and then I would go in just to lock it in so nothing happened and I didn't go back and I DQ'd. So then you stage, and then a lot of it is technology. Because for me, like I was wreck racing, I had a delay box. On the one side, you have your dial-in, and then on the other side of your delay box, you have your opponent's dial-in. Well, that computer matches up with the tree, which is the lights. And that's how everything knows when to go. And then in that delay box, you can set your delay differently. So if I'm going red, which means that 1, 2, 3, I'm supposed to go on green. If I went before that green light came on, I'm done, it's red, DQ. And that's never fun because then you don't even have a chance going down the track. But you also don't want to be late, because if you're late, your opponent probably isn't late and they're gonna whoop you. So let's not do either of those and let's just kill it. That is what going red, if I say I went red, then that's what I mean. You have to find your spot. You have to know, which that just comes with experience and just doing it over and over. You get more comfortable, you feel the car, you feel how the tree hits, and each tree is different at different tracks. But once you're in the car for so long, you and the car are kind of like a team, and you guys kind of figure it out pretty quickly. So we covered the tree and bumping in, staging. Staging lanes means, I feel like it's self-explanatory. It's just when you're getting paired or you're just waiting to go, and the water box is right at the line. You do your burnout, like that's where that would happen. Burnout is just, like for me, doing Top Dragster, going 430s, like we were just cleaning the tires off. It wasn't anything like, we didn't do anything super special, spectacular, going all the way half track, nothing like that. We weren't a showstopper with the burnouts. We were just doing what we gotta do to go down the track, and then we go put the wind light, and that is the showstopper. The last time I went down the track, it was a 4:30. Okay, so that means I'm gonna get down the track from start to finish in 4.3 seconds. That's the basics that I'm gonna do for now. That's what we're gonna do. And if you guys have any more questions about what terms mean or what something is, then just leave a comment below. I'll reply back to you. Or if there's like a lot of questions or a lot of people asking the same question, then I'll just do like a more in-depth of different terminology that you guys want to know. Like when I'm back at the track and I'm getting videos and there's racers just, they're talking and you're like, what are they saying? what does that mean? I can definitely like put out a video, help you guys out. That is the part 1 of this video, the basics. And next is my favorite memory. I had to change my shirt for this one because we are getting into my favorite racing memory, favorite of all time, but it was pretty close. Like, it's really high up there. Like, this is one of them. There's a few others that like I felt really good about, but this one definitely like ended good. Like, it was phenomenal. Like, the feeling that I had at that race cannot be matched. Like, I don't know what got over me, but it was just like, I did it. Like, I did it. Like, I did what I came to do. I have just accomplished everything that I wanted. Like, I'm happy. Like, I would die a happy lady at that point. I'm sure that some of you can guess this, but one of my favorites was in 2018. I started going to this series called PDRA, which you guys might know. A lot of my friends run PDRA, so like I wouldn't be surprised. But if you don't, PDRA, great series, very professional, love them. So I started running PDRA and it was completely different for me. I did a bunch of local racing and then I went to like more professional stuff, and it's just different. Like, you have 2 time runs and then you go racing. You get buybacks, all this other stuff at local races. Whereas here, you go, you qualify, it takes a couple days, like, you know, it's just like the whole thing. And then like, if you lose, you're done. Like, you don't qualify, you don't qualify. That kind, like, it's more real, like it's do or die. So that in itself was just like completely different for me. I mean, I loved every second of it, but it was just a transition and you got to get used to the change. My favorite memory, this is the reveal, you guys, is the Firecracker Nationals of 2018. Of course, I had to wear my shirt. I love this shirt. So yes, so I'm so excited to talk about this with you guys because like this was like my first big like yes moment. Like, I cried so much because I was just so happy. Like, again, I'm an emotional human being, so like it's expected from me, but I like fell in love with everything. Like, nothing could bring me down. Like, I was on top of the world 1000%, so excited. That day I was sit on kill. Like, I think that every round I was better than a 20 pack. I think that might have been like 22 or something like that, I don't know. But I don't think that I had worse than a 20 pack all day. Just to give you guys like a little like rundown. So qualifying, I qualified 17th. So I was in the top 32 field. And so that means I qualified number 1 for my, okay. Let's backtrack a second. So for PDRA Top Dragster, they have the Elite 16 and then you have like the bottom 16 or 32. But for sake, we're just gonna say they have a top 16 and a bottom 16. So I was in the bottom 16 because I was going 440s at that point, low 440s, and I didn't make it in the Elite, which, I mean, we didn't really think I was gonna make it in the Elite because, I mean, on a 440 car, just because it was fast for local racing doesn't mean it's fast for professional, you know? So top it's Elite 16, and then you have the bottom 16. So for like the bottom 16 was a completely different class. Like, we did not compete with the Elite 16. So that means I was number 1 qualifier for my class. Okay, heck yeah, like, let's get it, because that means I get lane choice no matter what. No matter what happens, I get lane choice because I qualified number 1. Like, lane choice isn't a huge deal, but like when you're on, like, you want your lane. Lane choice, oh, let me just say, disclaimer, lane choice doesn't really matter when you're running Top Dragster. You know, it's just whatever. Bracket racing doesn't really matter. You run what you run. Whereas pros, it's a little different, but we're not gonna get into that because we're talk about Top Dragster for right now. I was in left lane the entire weekend. Love left lane at VMP, like, yes. I got down to the semis and they stopped doing a fireworks show. I was freaking out. The last race was my first race. I went to Maryland, and that was my first PDRA race ever. Made it to the semis, my car broke. So then I couldn't compete, obviously. And I'm back in the semis, I'm picking up where I left off, where I should have won in Maryland, I'm gonna win now. And I was freaking out. I was like, okay, like, the nerves were getting to me, you know? We were watching the fireworks show, and I got in the car. I was like, hey, look, we're gonna go get him. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I get in the car, me and the car have conversations. I like get in tune with my car. I'm like, okay, we got this, you got this, I got this, we're gonna help each other out, boom. What do you know, like, we won that round. In the big car, that was pretty much my first final. And that was a huge deal because I was like, I've already made it this far, I better take it all the way. So I went, and I know there was like a lot of writing on the line for me, and forget it. It was just another round, we're gonna go do it. I took some out of the box because I knew I was gonna be nervous. I knew I was gonna be quick on it because I was like, I have to win it. I have to get it. Even though you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to do the same thing every time. I don't do that. I just didn't do that. I know myself better. So as long as you know yourself, you're fine. The guy that was next to me, he did a burnout to like half track, all the way down. And I was just like, okay, we're gonna play these games. Which it could be nothing. It could have just been him like celebrating that he made it to the finals. But like in my head, I was like, okay, you wanna play. Lights come down, and what do you know? Your girl is 002. She is ready on kill. Like, oh, I was so happy. Like, I was so happy about that. Like, because I earned that round. I wasn't given it. Nothing about it I was given. Like, I think I was one above. I drove top end, pedaled him, and it was 002. Like, I was ready for it. I was ready. I was so happy about it. I'm sorry, I'm like starting to yell because I'm getting excited. So yeah, I will definitely show you guys a clip of that round. It's not gonna be the best, like, you know, quality, but like I'm gonna show you guys that just so you get like an idea. And that is like by far my favorite race ever. That round, like screaming down the return road, I was on top of the world, you guys. Like, I cannot explain that and tell you guys that enough. I was on top of the world. Absolutely loved every second of it. And then the funny part is that we were trying to figure out how to get to the winner's circle, because they were still running some finals, and the part that I thought would be the way to get in was blocked off. And so I asked somebody, and they told me a different way, and I was like, so I went the way they told me, and I was like, that's not how you get there. So then I finally figured it out. I ran up to get my trophy and get like the picture with everybody, and they were like, we were waiting for you. I was like, I'm sorry. I was throwing a party. Really, I just didn't know how to get there. It's fine. It was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, something like that. Like, I don't even remember. And then I was like one of the last people to do the interview, and that actually, like, the interviews have helped me be more open with people and just like talk, you know, like talk in front of crowds, talk in front of like different audiences. Like, so yeah, I was a little bit nervous talking on the interview, but I think I did an okay job. And then I did it again a few months later, which was fun. So yeah, that was my favorite racing memory, just because like that's where I felt like everything was coming together and that I was gonna have a good year. Like, I went from the semis, win, back-to-back races, which was pretty exciting. Then I went out and I lost first round the next race, but then I won the following race, so it was okay. Like, we did fine overall. So this is me going down the track, you guys. Like, this is BMP, the famous BMP, and it's honestly one of my favorite tracks, just because it was one of the first tracks that I went to that everything clicked for me. Like, the fact that like one of my favorite memories is from that track, like, I mean, come on, like, how would I not like that track? So yeah, this is BMP, and yeah, so that was my favorite racing memory. Let me know what you guys think by liking, subscribing, and sharing this to all of your racing friends and family, and just be like, hey, what's up? You know, like, leave a comment, like, let me know what you guys think. I want to know. So I'm obsessed with this jacket, you guys. I don't know what it is, but I'm obsessed with it. I'm a girly girl who likes to have fun and do hair, makeup, all that jazz. But then I'm also like a tomboy, I guess, because I like to get dirty, go racing, you know, like, it's just like the best of both worlds, honestly, in my opinion. This little ending is more of like a personal thing. So I wanted to come on here and I asked people on my Instagram, like, what do they want to hear about racing? What like, you know, and I got a few people putting in responses, and one of them stuck out to me, and she asked me, like, what influences me with racing? My biggest thing with racing is not only is it the people that you meet there, but doing what is unexpected. Being the underdog and doing what people don't expect you to do was what always pushed me to do better. That 100% was my thing. Is because I knew as a girl in the motorsports industry, like growing up, like I knew that there was already a stigma against me, and I knew that people thought that I wasn't gonna be as good as the guys or anything like that, like, you know. So when I had guys that were like 30 picking on me as a 17-year-old, it was just like, okay, like this is what they think, this is the game that they want to play. Well, you know what? We could sit here and be upset by it and let them beat us, or we can beat them at their own game, because every time they would do that and they would play those games, they made me so much better and better and better. And that's how I got to where I was. That's just kind of what influenced me. It was just kind of more like self-motivation. I want to give a shout out to Taylor. I just want to say that she's doing an awesome job. Women in motorsports is a big thing, like, for me, and it's in my heart. Like, I love women in motorsports. I love helping women in motorsports, and just like, I loved when little girls were at the racetrack and their parents or themselves would point to me in a car. They'd be like, oh, look, that's a girl. Like, yeah, it's a girl. She's doing it and she's rocking it. Like, you can do it too. Like, let's get it. Like, you don't have to be afraid to be in a male-dominated sport. Tag her Instagram. So you guys can go check out all the women in motorsports. You got, like, from racers to media to crew. Like, it takes a whole team to get those winner circle pictures. So, and I really appreciate it. And I think it's awesome. I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.